And a two-day meeting of the foreign ministers of BRICS countries concluded in the historic center of Rio de Janeiro on Tuesday. The Indian delegation was led by Dammu Ravi. He's the Secretary Economic Affairs in the Ministry of External Affairs. He attended the meeting along with the Indian ambassador to Brazil, Suresh Reddy. DD India correspondent Shobhan Saxena spoke to the head of the Indian delegation, Dammu Ravi, about the meeting and what was discussed there.
Well, Dr. Jaishankar could not come because of the domestic developments on the domestic front, but I filled in for him. And I must say that Brazilian has really worked hard to make this very successful. And this is the first time that the foreign ministers of all the partner countries have met. Unfortunate that a declaration could not come out because of the diversity and there were difference of views. But we are hopeful that closer to the leaders summit, those convergence can be formed up, and we will have a successful summit too during the Brazilian chairship of the BRICS. This is happening soon after a more tragic and cowardly terrorist attack in Pahalgam. Most leaders, even before the start of the BRICS foreign ministers meeting, had condemned the act and expressed deepest sympathies for India. And they have condemned also the terrorists in any form, in particular the cross-border terrorism. Now, you must also know that as a topic, as a formal topic in the BRICS was not part of the agenda. So the discussions took place broadly on the themes already set by the Brazilian chairship. But in private and individually, the ministers and the Sherpas expressed their deepest condolences. They came up to me and also to Ambassador, condemning this attack and expressing sympathies for India. So that solidarity was very, very clear. The main point that you asked about the UN reform. Now, in this case, again, as I say, that a large number of countries are bound to have different views or perspectives. Although in principle, everybody agrees that there is a need for reform. But how to approach that? There are differing perspectives, there are nuances. But again, BRICS is with expanded group, it's very new. So we'll have to convene again, deliberate, dialogue, and find consensus and convergence as we move forward. But I think that the first step has been a good progress during the Brazilian chairship. We are confident that closer to the summit and in the days ahead, that we will be able to have a more clearer understanding of how to deal with this issue of reform of the UN systems and the UN Security Council.